Overcoming the talent drought in logistics. That's a subject I think we all want to hear about. Here to help us talk about it today is Jennifer Sheets.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for having me.
President and CEO of MasterStaff. Now, you have some really major concerns about what's going on in logistics right now. Please tell us about that.
I think what's happened is people think that the labor shortage is because of the pandemic, and really it started back in 2003. And it's been going on for 20 years, and we keep doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. And what that is that every time we turn around, we're trying to take like the buy-in of streamlining blockchain and everything and applying it to how we hire people.
Right.
There's a difference between the process we use and the tools we use than actually using them to make decisions for us.
Huh. Tell me more about that. What are we doing wrong exactly?
Well, we're taking everything and we're trying to make, like, if you buy a screw, right, and you're gonna buy it for across the country or across the world for all of your facilities. Mm-hmm. You know, you're looking for the best price. It's the same screw. It gets stamped out, and so you want to go and blockchain that. You want to streamline it. You want to tell everybody to use this particular company. Mm. What we've done, because the one thing in life we can't guarantee is human nature, or we'd be trillionaires, right? But we're trying to, which is what's crazy, because for 20 years now we keep building more and more technologies, finding more and more outsourcing, from the job posting places that are out there to, everything that's technological, mobile apps. Oh, I touch and I go to work, or we're using MSPs or VMSs. I don't even know, whatever new acronym they want to come up with to call something now. And we're relying on all this technology to make it faster and better for us to find people. Yet in 2022, we had the Great Resignation. You have to ask yourself, why do you have 50 million people resign from their jobs in 2022? If technology is supposed to make it faster, better, greater, help you sort through candidates and everything, why did we have 50 million people go? And why are we at a point now where we're still in a labor shortage across the world? So we have to start rethinking how we're looking at this.
Wow. That's a lot. Do you think there's a particular problem in the logistics industry? That's one of your areas of specialization.
Absolutely. It started with the drivers, first and foremost, and that is one thing that is it's like a lifeline to companies, and then you're also talking about the end mile. You're talking about everything from beginning to end, because you have anybody in certain roles, whether they're high-end roles or they're entry-level roles. We're still trying to streamline that. We're still trying to use technology and AI to make that better when it comes to making decisions of who fits our business. The problem is that if I have a location, let's say on the West Coast, and I have one on the East Coast, and then I have one down the road from the other, there's certain circumstances that are different for all of them. Why would I use the same company, same tools for them? Because in one, culture is different from one to the other. Maybe in one you have 5 warehouses down the road and they all pay higher wage. Maybe one has bus line and one doesn't, and yet you're trying to pigeonhole that into doing the same process everywhere all the time. And that's what's happened in the supply chain, is we try to make it all one thing, so we have a line item on our profit and loss statement that stays fairly plus or minus 3%, and not looking at the fact that you're causing a catastrophic issue by doing that.
Right. So what do we do?
That's a great question, right? I think first thing is we have to, I call it going global. It means go back to the global, yep. You have to be able to go back to the people that you hired in the first place to do the job that you asked them to do, that you trust in them to make those decisions and give them autonomy to do it. Now it's like an act of Congress to get somebody hired right now. And it's taking too long. 75% of candidates are disengaged within the first 2 days because we're giving them all these tech tools to use, and they don't feel like they have any kind of connect to what's going on in their questions. So when you're losing that amount of people in that amount of time, something's critically wrong. So we have to go back and give power back to the people we put in those positions in the first place, give them the tools, and let them have a say in how they hire for that particular area in those positions, because they know better than anybody else. So it's okay to streamline a process. It's okay to find a tool like Fieldglass or something, or a CRM that everybody uses, is you can put all the information in the right place. But when it comes to making that decision, does the technology company that programmed that know what's down the road from where you're hiring people, or are they just kind of streamlining the same thing, same job posting, whatever, everywhere, and making it like a blanket thing, and then you're missing so many people.
Right. So it sounds like almost we're talking about the power of weak connections or whatever, where you go to somebody who is the right kind of employee and use them as a beacon to go and broadcast to similar people
Absolutely.
who are also suitable.
Give them the power back. Let them do what you hired them to do. Right. I don't know, if I have 5 facilities and I hire people to do a job, I don't know the nuances of every day of people going to work or what happens with their client base maybe that they have there, or trying to get trucks in and out at a timely manner, or do
Right.
the drivers have places to like park and wait for someone to load and unload their truck. I mean, there's just a million things. And so kind of taking that and compartmentalizing that, and then understanding the difference, like I said, between the tech and the actual human componentry of that.
So the tech can help you go global,
Yes.
but it's certainly not the be all and end all, correct?
Yes, and that's why I said it's so
Right.
funny that so many people resigned last year, and how we're still in a labor shortage with all this technology and tools. There's a disconnect, and we have to go back and find it. And that's the human connection, period. Your lifeline.
And you said, I think, that if we don't, we're in trouble.
Yeah, what's going to happen is there's such a race for technology right now, and everyone wants to be the first and the best, and everything, from the AI to the bots to the, the order picking things in a warehouse, and everything, which is phenomenal. But when you're racing to do that, right, then you not only, it's not even about the millions of jobs that get eliminated, because the argument is always that it's going to create a bunch of new jobs. But those new jobs do not have the same skill set of the ones you just eliminated. So now you're going to have a dip in the workforce that you don't know how to merge the two. And now what's going to happen is, what happens when that breaks down or something? Do you have someone that knows how to fix it? Because that still needs to be coded, still needs to be fixed, still needs parts. But then you have nobody to do it because you've raced so fast that you haven't built the infrastructure back behind you to support it. And that's where that dip, they said that they think the next 2 years can be the technology apocalypse when it comes into like supply chain and stuff. Because what's happening is we're in that race, and we're not stepping back to say, it's okay. Like, we should love and embrace technology. It makes life easier, makes things more efficient. It can be safer and all that. So I'm not saying not to jump into that. I'm saying understand the difference of separating the two, and stop taking the most important thing in your company and reducing it down to an algorithm.
That's fantastic. So tell me a little bit about MasterStaff.
So I started MasterStaff 23 years ago, and in that time we've placed over 35,000 people in jobs all over the country, all over the United States and in Canada, in many different industries, but mainly we've been supply chain for years now. And also in that time too, I host a radio show in Nashville that we talk about master the workforce, and have a podcast, and that's what we talk about every day, is what we all spend 70% of our lives doing, is that's working. So I love this industry. It's exciting and everything, but I was really honored and glad to be able to have an opportunity to have a voice at this event today, because I feel like this is something we need to kind of knock on everyone's door and have them open up and embrace and understand we have to make a change, or we're going to be in big trouble.
Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Helen, for having me.
Overcoming the talent drought in logistics. We've been talking to Jennifer Sheets from MasterStaff. Thank you for watching.